Welcome to another build in the Scale Auto Garage. I wanted to participate in the GWCC, the Galarhe World Creator Cup, and had to choose something that I would enjoy building and something I thought would create a little bit of interest. So who doesn't love a good old GT-R? Out of the four newer ones, the R32, 33, 34, and the R35, the R32 has always been my favorite, with the R34 taking a very close second. I picked up this new release of the Aoshima R32 on a whim as I was intrigued by the adjustable suspension in it. Having built the Fujimi CRX with adjustable suspension not that long ago, I thought it would be pretty cool to see how Aoshima would handle this, and I was not disappointed. I will start off this build with the suspension first. It is a generic suspension, so I'm going to assume it will be used for many of the Aoshima kits and their future releases. Most of the parts snap together easily enough, and when completed, have the height adjustable and the camber as well. The chassis does come in two parts, a front and a rear, so it will even be adjustable for different car lengths. Ingenious and decent from a manufacturing point of view. Now, unfortunately, the new suspension setup did not come with brakes, and the rims are pretty open, so I wanted to do something to give a little more depth to the wheels. The kit did have the brake discs from the original suspension setup of the kit, as most of the sprues are just from an older Aoshima release, but unfortunately the brake discs don't fit with the wheel setup using the new suspension. So with a little customization, I believe they can be modified just enough to fit in the wheel and keep the discs as they should be. After making the hole in the center big enough for the rim to fit inside, all the holes are drilled out to keep a look of depth to the brake discs. They are then painted silver, and the brake calipers are given a good coat of red to really pop. The rims have a small decal applied and given a coat of clear to keep the decal protected. The brake discs can then be glued to the suspension components. And the wheels can be put into place as they normally would. With the modified suspension and the ability to remove the wheels at any time, you can give this Nissan different looks at any time you wish. Just a quick change of the rims and tires and a slight adjustment of the ride height, you can have a very different looking car in no time. The interior parts of the kit are pretty standard fare for any of the GT-R kits. A tub is included with rear seats that are a part of the tub, door panels, and seats are separate parts for ease of painting. The GT-Rs are famous for their multicolor interiors, and so there is a need to replicate that here. A light gray is painted first, and then some delicate masking is done for the inner portions of the seats and the door panels. Then a darker gray is used as an accent color. Not shown, but a light semi-gloss is used on the doors to help the gray look more like plastic than the flat color of the fabrics. Once this is all done, a semi-gloss black is used for some of the additional parts like the center console and speakers. I wanted to give it a decent looking carpet, so a light layer of watered down glue is applied to the spots that the carpet should be. Also, don't forget the parcel deck behind the back seats. This can look really good in the back window of the car when fully assembled. After the glue is applied, some embossing powder is liberally applied to the glue areas. Don't worry about too much, as the excess will be removed after giving it a few minutes to settle into the glue. A light tap will give enough vibration to remove any extra powder that may be in place. Next, the dashboard will need to be prepared. A decal is used for the main gauges, and a GT-R decal is put onto the steering wheel. A white gel pen is used to help simulate labels on buttons on the dashboard. While this really lacks in detail, it can add a lot of interest to a rather boring interior, especially if you don't have open windows. The white labels can really stand out and make the interior a lot more visually appealing. The shifter and then the steering wheel are glued into place on the dashboard. Putting the interior together is pretty straightforward. Seats are put into place. The dashboard is set in spot. And then the door panels are put onto each side. A clean interior ready for installation. And now, the nitty-gritty part of the build, the body itself. It's very important that time and effort are put into this, as this is what the eye will first see and be drawn to when looking at a finished product. A scriber is used to deepen the panel lines. Since this car will be done in black, the panel lines can be lost in the paint if they are not deep enough. You want the parts of the car to look like actual separate pieces, and so good panel lines helps to achieve this look. A sharp scriber can be used to help deepen curves and more complicated body panels. This is an older Aoshima mold, and so there are some mold lines along several areas of the body. A gold Sharpie helps to bring out where these mold lines are, and a guide for the sanding process to get that smooth, unbroken look that I'm going for. Delicate sanding around some of the details ensures we don't lose any of the badges or other details on the surface. Depressions can be filled in with a little putty. And then sanded smooth for an even surface ready for paint. A little rubbing alcohol is used to clean off any dust and debris from the sanding and to be sure there are no oils on the body prior to painting. Now, the painting process. I will give the body 2 coats of Kaleido black primer with a light sanding between coats using a nail polishing file, just to ensure that the primer layer is flat and to remove any impurities in the paint. Once the primer has had some time to dry, Kaleido K302 Cosmic Black Pearl is laid down. This is sprayed in light mist coats to prevent runs or poor paint buildup. Since the pearl is in this layer of paint, you don't want to sand your final coat of this to ensure the pearl is not damaged by the fine sandpaper. Keeping everything clean and dust free will keep the paint looking good under the final coats of paint, which will be the clear coat. I have been using the Mr. Hobby Super Clear for many years now. It goes down nicely and gives an amazing shine to my builds. This one is no different, and 4 layers of Super Clear are used, from a light first mist coat to a more liberal final wet coat. The results of the clear speak for themselves. A deep black gloss has been achieved without ruining any of the Kaleido paint underneath, with only a slight ripple to the top layer that we will be able to easily take care of with some sanding and polishing. I won't show all of the steps here, but there is a lot that needs to be done to get a true shiny shine. First, the slight irregularities need to be sanded out. That can be done with a 3000 grit wet dry sanding sponge. Once it's smooth, sanding can continue in increasing increments. 4000, 8000, and 10,000 grit would be used to really smooth it out. Polishing is done using standard car compounds, coarse, fine, and finish to really give it that glass-like shine. Once all the polishing is done, I can finish assembling the body. Mirrors are glued into place first. The inner glass needs to be painted from the inside to give the glass the look of black borders, and then it is glued into place as well. The rear taillights are painted a clear red and secured into place, giving the R32 that iconic back end look. The lower backup lights are also glued into place. On the front, lenses are surrounded with a black marker to give it that rubber seal look, and then secured into position with a touch of super glue. Finally, the 3 assemblies are ready to unite into a complete R32. Thank you for watching this build of the Aoshima Skyline GT-R. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in some of the tools I have used, check out the description below for links to Amazon. As an affiliate, I do earn a small commission if you decide to make a purchase. Thank you, Allison Chan, for your continued support. Your coffee helps fuel this and future builds. And thank you, the viewer, for watching this video. Follow to see future builds in the garage and hit that bell notification so you never miss a new video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you again next time.